Wolves, my favorite subject, so I brought one of my favorite stories about wolves.
Well, which one is it?
Before I answer the question, let me ask all of you this. What if you were a wolf and I said, you're really bad?
I'll scratch you. I would think he's bad.
I know what I'd say.
What would you say?
I think I'd say, I'm not a bad guy. I'm just a regular wolf.
See, if I were a wolf, I'd say, no, wait, what about my side of the story? What if the wolf had his own side of the story? See, you should always listen to both sides of the story before you make your decision.
I think that's right.
Yes.
If I were a wolf,
Which you're not.
which I'm not,
Yes.
but if I were a wolf and somebody said I was bad, I would say, no, I'm not. I'm just a regular sort of guy. Yeah.
That's right. Now, see, if you asked a wolf, let's say if you asked me, and I've said I'm a wolf. Look,
Yeah.
and let's say if I'm a wolf, I would write a book. A wolf.
You would write a book?
I would write a book called A Wolf, by a wolf.
But wolves can't write. But wolves can't write.
Wait a minute, though. That book says it's by
A wolf. Now, I'm not talking about by, B-U-I. That would mean buy a wolf. And how dumb would it be to go to the store and buy a wolf? And you just go up in the hills and just, dress like a chicken. They'll come down and they'll just eat you. They don't actually eat chicken. They don't like chickens. Anyway, buy a wolf. He didn't write, you're right. Wolves can't write. You're a little old for this, right? So you know that. You know the truth.
I like the book.
Well, wolves can paint. And wolves can dress well. And wolves can sing. And wolves, some of them can drive buses, not cars, but they can drive, but they cannot write. No, they cannot write, okay?
No,
okay, they can't write. Because they got the thing with the fingers, hooves, and pads. Nothing to hold the pen there,
They
okay?
can't hold a pen, right.
They can't hold a pen.
That's right.
Well, let's hear the wolf side then.
Yeah. And then we'll make up our minds about who's the good guy and who's the bad guy.
The true story, The Three Little Pigs, by a wolf. It's a little play on words.
A wolf. Yeah.
Everyone knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because no one's ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheeps and pigs. That's just the way we are. Now, look, if cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad, too. Anyway, like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Way back in Once Upon a Time land, I was making a birthday cake for our dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold, and I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called, "Hey, little pig, you in?" No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started itch. Ooh, I felt a sneeze coming on. I huffed, and I snapped, whoo, boy, and I sneezed that. Boy, is it a great sneeze. Whoa, boy, I tell you. And you know what? The whole darn house fell down. Right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He'd been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner laying in there in the straw, so I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there.